Hello guys, welcome back to my channel. In this video, we'll be reading from Reddit. I'm thinking of combining Off My Chest and Am I the Asshole? And maybe I'm also going to try relationship advice later. Since this is going to be a very long video, this is when I unboxed and fixed up my latest doll, which is a Truly Me number 35. So I'm going to show you how I unboxed the doll and how I fixed her up. Okay, so this is going to be a very long video. I think this is going to be over an hour long. Although I'm not sure if I'm going to go that far because currently it is like summertime here in the Philippines and it's really warm. I'm shooting this around 7:32 p.m. in the evening, so that it'll be a little bit cooler, but right now I've turned off the fan because as you know, when you have a fan turned on, it's a bit noisy, and so that's why I have to turn it off because it's going to be really noisy and you're going to hear the background. However, I'm already feeling a bit faint because it's really hot, and yeah, but anyway, we're going to push through this and I'm going to go ahead and read from Off My Chest first. So here we go. Okay, so this is going to be titled Surviving My Own Murder Was the Worst Thing I Ever Did. Trigger warning. Oh my gosh. So even the title is very dark, and let's see how dark this is. This is not going to be too long. So anyway, according to this post, trigger warning, my ex beat me to death in August. My heart stopped and I had an NDE, but somehow I got going again. It was a 12-hour ordeal that landed us on the news. I feel like I can't escape it because of the never-ending court dates, media, and people asking me about it. My identity is him. He's representing himself, so I'll have to be cross-examined at trial. By him, I feel like I can't breathe most of the time unless I'm using anything I can get my hands on to escape reality and feelings. Okay, it sounds like she's doing drugs. Not good, but anyway, I wish I didn't survive it. My job fired me for not recovering fast enough. I had 22 broken bones, 32 staples in my head, my right eye stitched back together, 11 broken ribs, shattered hands and wrists that had to be rebuilt with titanium. There was an SA that turned a white queen mattress completely red. Oh my god. Okay, I can't escape it and it shattered my life and who I was. Yeah, it sounds like based on your description, it sounds like really horrible. And your ex almost killed you. As you mentioned, your ex beat you to death and somehow you survived, which is good. And I know that this is easier said than done. This is easy to say because we're not in her position. We're not the one who was almost killed by our loved one, but yeah, and it sounds like she's really going through it. Imagine you have to like talk to your own your own victimizer, I think. Although some people would say that she's not she's not a victim, she's a survivor, but that's just semantics, that's just a play with words. Okay, so let's just call it as it is, that yeah, she was victimized, but she doesn't have to be a victim forever. She's a victim of this very evil man, someone that she at one point loved, and then for some reason he turned around and then wanted to kill her. And I really don't, honestly, I really don't know what to say, but you know, all I can say, I think, or I can advise at this time is, you know, to hold on. Hopefully she'll be able to recover from this. I know it's a bit too soon because it's everything so fresh, but I know that someday she will be able to, you know, move on from this. Maybe she will not be able to forget something this horrible, but I really believe that someday she will be able to pick herself up and she's all going to be a true survivor, someone who can like look back at this and then maybe not smile. Okay, this is nothing to smile about. This is not just some breakup or anything like that. But maybe she could look at this and then look at her life at the present and then think that, wow, okay, I survived that, so I think I can survive anything. And it's very sad that her employment, source of employment, had to fire her because she was not um, able to recover as soon as they wanted. But maybe it's for the best. I don't think I would want to work in for anyone that doesn't have any sort of um, like concern for you, or maybe they don't feel that uh, they are they don't show any care for you. That's what I'm trying to say. So I'm very 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 sorry for you, but I know that just in case you do happen to listen to this, although I'm not sure how you would be able to, but all I can say is I hope that you will be able to survive this fully someday and stay strong. I know easier said than done, but you can do it. I know you can. And hopefully your ex will be placed in jail. Okay, and he should stay there for a very long time, because what he did, he he almost ruined your life. But I would like to think, if I were in your shoes, that maybe God has more plans for me. I know some people do not like to think that there is a God. They are like are atheists, or they would question if there's really a God, and why would he allow this. But I don't want to discuss religion, but I just think that we shouldn't think that way. We should think that there's always like a purpose. Maybe God has plans for us. Of course, we don't know yet, but just have faith that everything will work out well in the end. Okay, so that's all I can say at this matter. For this matter, or for this issue. Okay, so anyway, let's go ahead and read another heavy topic, because the title of this next one is I Spent Someone's Last Day on Earth with Them. Okay, so we're going really strong with this post. Anyway, 35 females spent the last 10 years being someone's 67 male companion. Nothing sexual, okay? I would go over and cook, clean, laundry, and hang out, etc. Anything that needed to be done. He had no family and spent all his time alone. We got close and he became a father figure to me and a grandfather figure to my daughter. In November, he had a heart attack and underwent surgery. I stayed with him for a few weeks to get him back on his feet, but he then discovered that he had lung cancer. He declined very quickly and was on oxygen right away. Yesterday, I went over and cooked Easter dinner. I could tell he wasn't doing well and his oxygen was low. I asked him multiple times if we should go to the hospital, and he kept saying no. I should add he's a respiratory specialist, so I trusted him when he said he was okay. I asked a few times if we wanted to spend the night, and he said no. Over the day, we ate pie. He napped with my dog he bought for me for 9 years ago. That's practically his too. And we watched a movie. It was a very loving day. Around 6, I kissed him on the forehead and told him I loved him and I'd be back in the morning to take him to the chemo. I got a call 2 hours later that he had died. He fell and his watch called 911 and they found him on the floor. I'm in shock and I still feel someone is going to call me and tell them that they made a mistake. Part of me thinks he knew he was going to die soon and didn't want me to be there to see it. I'm absolutely devastated. I cannot believe I got to spend his last day on earth with him. Okay, I don't know how I'm going to tell my daughter. She's 12 and this will be her first close death. Thank you for listening. Yes, I agree with you. I think he already felt it, that he was going to die. Okay, and that's the reason why he didn't really want to get oxygen and all. I think he was really suffering and he probably thought that he really wanted to go already. Probably it's not that he wanted to, well, maybe he does. Maybe he just wanted to rest permanently. I think you all know what I mean. Like, he got tired of living. He's already suffering because I think he doesn't want to be like dependent on you, and not in a bad way, but you know what I mean. Like, if you don't have the autonomy of your body, I think that's very, very hard. If you have to depend on someone else to do the basic necessities, like maybe help you to the um, restroom or to bathe you. I think that's don't take this the wrong way, but if I were in that position, I would feel like very, very dehumanized. Like, maybe that's not the right term, but I wouldn't want to be in that position where I have to depend on someone just for going to the bathroom or bathing myself or feeding myself. Like, come on, of course we don't want to be like that. It's not We would want to have the autonomy of our body, and in his case it sounds like he was really, really struggling, because he had to depend on the OP for things like eating, and then keeping him company because he might relapse or anything. But yeah, but going back to the experience, I think he was very happy until his very last moment on earth, because you spent time with him, you cooked dinner for him, you made him, well, you treated him like a father, as you mentioned. He's like a father figure to you. So that's all you can do at this time. So be happy that you were able to spend time with a nice sounding man, because based on your description, he was a very nice person and he was a very nice man. And I guess eventually we're all going to die anyway. Okay, not that we should hurry and die, but we're all going to die someday. Okay, I think that's a better term. And it's just that if you have someone that we love, and we know that they don't have a lot of time left in this world, we should just be like the OP, spend time with them, make their last days comfortable, and just show them how we love them, like the OP did. Maybe she didn't say that she loved him at that a particular time, but action speaks louder than words. Okay, and she showed him that she really cared for him very much. And yeah, this is very, very emotional and this is very sad, but I'm just going to look at it at the point that okay, this person was happy when he passed away, because he was able to spend time with someone he was able to spend his last time on earth with someone who really cared about him. Okay, but anyway, let's go ahead and read the next one. This is going to be coming now from Am I the Asshole? So hopefully we'll get something to lighten up the mood, because the first two posts were very heavy. Okay, so anyway, let's see here. Okay, so this one is from Am I the Asshole? And this is titled, Am I the Asshole for finding it unfair that my dad told me that I had to pay rent or move out at 18, but didn't tell my brothers the same thing at 18? Okay, but anyway, I, 17 male, made this account because I think my dad is being unfair, despite everyone I asked telling me that he's not. I talked to my family about it for support, and they were unsupportive and actually called me ungrateful. I turned 18 April 21st. April 21st, we're just at April 2nd, but maybe last year. Okay, anyway. So my dad told me that he wants me to start paying rent after I turned 18. Okay, so you're going to be turning 18 on April 21st. So this is coming this month. Okay, I understand. I just thought that you're already turned 18. But anyway, okay, so your father wants you to start paying rent after you turn 18 or I'll have to move out. This made me upset because both of my brothers weren't forced to move out or had to pay rent when they turned 18. My oldest brother, 25 male, only moved out 2 years ago, and my other brother, 22 male, still lives with us. I told him this, and he told me that he knows and he made a mistake when raising them, and he wasn't going to make the same one with me. Okay. I asked my dad if he was saying this to my brother, 22 male, and he told me that he wasn't because he was unemployed and if we were to kick him out, he'll be homeless. I asked my dad why he cares about him not being homeless but is ready to make me homeless. He told me that he'll help me find an apartment and will co-sign the lease if I choose to move out. I asked my dad why he wouldn't just do this for my brother instead, but he told me that he doesn't trust him, which just pissed me off more. I feel like I'm getting punished for being well behaved. I explained this to my dad and told him that he would have parented better, he wouldn't have to force all his regrets on me. My dad got upset with me and told me that I wasn't being unfair, he wasn't being unfair, and that I know that he knows how hard he tried to raise all of us, and I can't fault him for everything when he tried his best. I tried to call my family to try and have them convince my dad that he was the one being unfair, but they told me that I should be grateful my dad cares about me and that they agree with him. They told me his only fault is letting 22 male and 25 male stay as long as they did, and they are glad he wasn't going to enable me. I did nothing wrong. I genuinely feel like I'm being punished for my brother's actions, and I don't find that fair at all. Okay. Alright, well, I actually think that you're not the asshole and your father is the asshole because fair is fair. Okay? So, if he didn't force your brothers, your older brothers, to move out when they turned 18, it's not really fair for him to start with you when you're the youngest and you're not really doing anything wrong. Okay? So, I think it's really, really unfair. So, and now he's saying that, oh, I made a mistake and I'm not going to make a mistake with you now. What's up with that? But he's still going to allow your second brother, the 22-year-old brother to stay because he's jobless and you wouldn't want him to be homeless. But what about you? Okay, it's not like you already have it going on. You already have a job and all. But then he did offer to like co-sign a lease. But basically, okay, it's going to be much harder for you because you're just starting out. It's not like you already have it going on. You already have a decent job at 18. It sounds like you're not going to college, so you're going to have to get work. But anyway, if I were in this OP's shoes, I would probably just move out anyway, but I'm going to cut off all contact with my father because I would feel really, really unhappy with him. Okay, so what he just did is to alienate and to make his youngest son feel that he's not as important as his two older brothers. I don't care about what his excuses that, oh, I made a mistake with raising your two older brothers, but I'm not going to make a mistake with you. F that. I don't believe him. He just wants the easy way out. Basically, he's probably tired of, paying for his sons. Again, fair is fair. If you did that for the other brothers, then you should also do that. Do the same courtesy, extend the same courtesy to your youngest child. Okay, it's not going to work for these two older brothers to benefit from it. So they were able to, enjoy their lives, their early 20s, being at home, not paying any rent, and then come the youngest, and then they have to pay suddenly rent because the father just feels that he didn't raise the first two ones correctly. Okay, but anyway, if I were in your shoes, OP, it's going to be better if you just really move out because even if you stay there, you would just feel resentment towards your father, and what's left of your respect for your father might dissipate. So it's just better to, cut your losses and, I'm so sorry, but if I were in his shoes, as I said, I would probably not talk to my father anymore after I leave the house. Maybe I'll forgive him in the long run, but while it's still fresh, I'll probably be very, very upset with him and probably not talk to him or visit him or do anything with him. Like, he's dead to me now until my anger cools down. Okay, but anyway, let's read the top comment because I think they um, raise a very valid point here. Okay, so according to the top comment, I kind of disagree with some people here. I understand that the father is trying to help, but not asking the 22-year-old to get a job or to help or move out, but forcing your 17-year-old to pay rent or move out is not fair. They should all be treated the same. Exactly. Okay. The 22-year-old should not be coddled. The situation with the 22-year-old is his fault and he's trying to make an example out of the 17-year-old. I understand if OP was a spoiled brat, but OP has been working for 2 years and the father could have at least allowed OP to save up for a year or two before moving out. So the father allows a 22-year-old to remain jobless, live rent-free, but the child that has been working for 2 years, got a scholarship and has been a good kid gets punished. You guys don't see this as a punishment, but my friend went through the same situation and it was super rough for him. He was literally homeless on holidays. Thank God my parents allowed him to come stay with us. His family continued to coddle the 25-year-old son that has been living rent-free for years with no consequences. Exactly. So, what's so special with the jobless 22-year-old that you're like concerned about him being homeless? Okay, but you're not pushing him to get a job, but you're going to force the 17-year-old to get a job because you don't want him to end like the 22-year-old. Like, fair is fair. Okay, if you're going to kick out all your sons, then kick out everyone. No one's going to be left in the house except for you. Okay, so really I'm very, very upset with this father. If this was my father, then he's dead to me. Okay, so yeah. Anyway, let's move on to the next one. This is still from Am I the Asshole? So let's read this. Am I the asshole for telling my friend her kid has no manners? A few of my 26 female friends came over to our house for a get-together lunch. A few of them had kids and brought them. One of my friends, Nora, 28 female, has a 4-year-old son, Jack, that is notorious for being naughty. Jack doesn't get along with the other kids and is a constant source of crying and screaming. Nora brought Jack over and he said he wanted to take a nap, so I showed Nora the guest room and told her to make herself comfortable. Nora came back downstairs after a while and we hung out. Now around 4 minutes later, Jack came down and was smiling like crazy. He had my wife's, Kate, 29 female wedding ring. Kate is a doctor and doesn't take her ring to work. She leaves it on our nightstand. Jack had clearly gone into our bedroom. I told Nora I'd like him to give the ring back. Nora said he'd just get bored with it now and that I needed to relax. A few minutes later, I asked Jack to please bring the ring back. This triggered something because he ran to the window and threw the ring out in our spacious backyard. I got really, really mad. Kate adores her ring and I had it custom made with many little touches. It was extra special because it resembled a ring in her Nana's family that she couldn't have because she chose to marry a woman. Oh, okay, so they're a lesbian couple. Okay. So after all that, I told Nora her goddamn son had no manners and she needed to do something about him. Maybe take him to a doctor because this is not a healthy kid behavior. She got very upset and left. Other guests started leaving too. Kate and I spent the entire evening looking for it, but we couldn't find it. I was a crying mess. Kate kept saying it's nothing, but I know how much she loves that ring. Despite all this, everyone in our friend group is calling me an a-hole for taking it too hard on Jack and Nora. Was I an a-hole? No! Okay, what the F? So, you're saying that the mother and the kid just left without looking for the ring? That the stupid kid, that naughty little demon, threw out in your backyard? If I was in your shoes, I would have cussed them out till I was blue in the face, and I would definitely tell them that if they don't look for the ring, they'll have to pay for it, because I'll be damned if I'll be looking for that ring myself. And what's wrong with your friend group telling you that you were the one who was too hard on the kid? That kid is definitely a nuisance, a menace. So we're like talking about Dennis the Menace. but worse. And I'm really, really surprised that the mother didn't tell her kid to give back the ring right then and there, that he could just told you that he will get tired of it eventually. Oh my god. Like, this made my blood boil. If I was in the OP's shoes, I would probably slap the mother, okay? Because of my frustration and anger. And I would probably, like, pinch the kid. I probably go to jail because I was hurting these people, but they deserve it because they're being really, really, really big assholes. Like, oh my god, I hope that you were able to eventually find the ring. Okay, I'm kind of surprised that you were not able to find it, but you did say that it was a very spacious yard. But hopefully you will be able to find it somehow. I don't know. But anyway, so I'm going to read the top comment. Your friend group can get on their hands and knees and comb every inch of your yard too, or they can never be invited back to your home. And if you never find a ring, you can ask a new ring to be made to the exact specifications, and Jack's mama can pay for it, not the asshole. Jack's mama was responsible for her child. She can pay for to replace what he threw out of the window, while she did nothing, even if you had to get a court judgment to make her. Okay, and I'm glad that there are many people who agreed with this commenter, because definitely, okay, the friends are in the wrong, and especially Nora and her kid. Like, I would really sever my friendship with Nora. I would not want to be her friend because it sounds like she's going to be raising a criminal. Okay, maybe that's going too far, but it just sounds like the kid is really, really bad news, and I wouldn't really want to be around such, really irresponsible and stupid people. Like, oh my god, like, I'm so happy that I don't have any kids, and my nieces and nephews are actually, well, they're not angels, but they're not that evil, because I'm so sorry, but I'm going to be slapping and hitting people, okay? Right, little people, right, left and right, if they mess with me. I really have a very short temper when it comes to, foolishness. Like, don't get on my bad side because I'm really going to mess you up, okay? But anyway, enough of that. So let's go ahead and read from relationship advice, okay? So as I said, I'm going to be reading from different subreddits. So this time, this is going to be from relationship advice. Okay. So let's read this. Okay. I, 24 female, just found out that my boyfriend's 25 male parents are billionaires. Am I in the right to feel surprised as it's been 2 years? Okay. Pretty self-explanatory title. I, 25 female, just found out via online that the parents of my boyfriend, 25 male, are billionaires. I knew that my partner and I grew up in very different financial situations, and that's definitely posed some challenges. But knowing that he comes from billionaires make me feel a bit in the dark as it's been 2 years. I grew up with divorced parents, single mom, and then dead dad. Mom always worked really hard to make sure my siblings and I could do the things we wanted to do. Lots of crock-pot meals and hamburger helper. Lol. And no family vacations ever. I love how I grew up and didn't know that we were ever struggling. My mom is 60 and still working. Okay. Boyfriend's family has parents who are still together and they constantly move countries for the parents' work. Private school for him and his siblings and paid for college. Parents are both retired and have been for 5 years. Has no clue what a crockpot or hamburger helper are. We both have salaried jobs, but I have student loans, credit card debt, and live in a recently gentrified part of town with roommates. I'm in an entry-level role and my take-home is 43K. The most money I've ever had, so I'm not complaining. BF is aware of my debts and salary. My boyfriend lives on the top floor of a luxury apartment, no student loans. Parents bought his car as a graduation present and also got him a Rolex watch and a graduation present from his master's. My boyfriend is a manager role and won't tell me his salary, but he asked mine. So this leads me to thinking it's much higher than mine. Definitely. You're an entry level and he's a manager. Of course, he's going to be earning more than you. But anyway, we split things pretty equally and always have after he initiated a conversation saying that he pays for way more and things feel unequal. For a few months I didn't have a job and he actually brought this up then. I was very surprised, but ever since I've been on high alert for immediately venuing back the same for him. I know that his parents' money is not necessarily his, but for some reason, it really bugs me that he never told me these things and vocalized things not being equal. I'm the type of person that I love spoiling those in my life as much as I can. I know that things will even out eventually. He knows all of my debts and doesn't like staying at mine because of the area, so I'm very conflicted on how to feel about this. I love working but never imagine going tit for tat with a serious partner. Don't want a husband this way. How would you go about this? So, okay. For me, it's not really your boyfriend's responsibility to spend for you because, as you said, it's his parents' money. So, yeah, he's probably testing the waters out with you. Probably he had relationships in the past where they were only with him because they know they're rich. And that they're going to benefit in some way in sticking with him. Probably he's testing if you're like that, if you're a gold digger or not. And while it makes me sad that even though he knows that you're struggling financially, that he doesn't really help you, but do you want him to help you? I guess that's my main concern or my question about that. Well, do you expect him to pick up your tab, to always like shower you with gifts, to pay your debt for you? Because I think what you should do is you just have to, aspire to be better, like try to, get a better job maybe, or at least work with your current position and maybe have yourself promoted because yeah, your husband or your boyfriend will have more respect for you if you are going to show him that you're not going to depend on his wealth, you're not just going to be, a gold digger waiting for a handout for him to help you and or things like that. Because let's say he's not rich, so are you going to really be depending on him to pay for you every time you go out for your restaurant or for if you want something? Do you want him to like just buy it for you? I don't think so. I think you have more self-respect than that. And anyway, it's not like you're married, so it's going to be the different if it's you're already married to him and he's hiding his finances from you. Because once you're married, then yes, so no holds barred. So you should have an idea of how much he earns, and you definitely should have a hand in it because you're going to be building a family together. And I think it's very hard for two people to start a relationship or a committed relationship if you're already married when you don't know the finances of each one. Now, what I just find weird is that he asks how much you're earning, but then he doesn't want to tell him his. So it doesn't take like a rocket scientist for you to know that he's going to be probably earning more than you because he's a manager and you're working at an entry level position. So I don't know what's the big deal. But yeah, maybe he's just he's just being careful because he doesn't want you to think that just because he's rich that he's going to be taking care of you, that he's just going to be paying for everything for you. Okay, so anyway, let's just hope that you will be able to resolve this with him If you don't feel comfortable, if you feel that he's really being unfair with you, then maybe it's time to rethink this relationship. So I would have to think that, do I really want to stay in this relationship where I feel that he's being unfair to me, that he's trying to keep his finances from me and is not even going to be helping me even a little bit? So if you're not happy with that, then it's time to move on. Okay. But anyway, so let's read the top comment here. Probably two separate issues over here. Your boyfriend didn't have to disclose that his parents are billionaires to you for logical reasons and to avoid gold diggers. Exactly what I said earlier. If he makes more money than you but insists on going 50-50, then it's up to you to decide if you're okay with that. Is the lifestyle you're sharing costing more to maintain because of his taste? Exactly. Okay, if your boyfriend is like asking you to eat out at expensive restaurants but he wants to do 50-50, like you have to pay for half of the food that you ordered, knowing that you're not earning that much, okay, compared to him, then that's asshole behavior. So let him know that, of course, you're not as rich as him, so you cannot afford to just, eat out at these places, even if it's just 50% of what you both ate. It's still more than you would normally split on a meal or spend on a meal. But anyway, let's hear what the OP said. He very well knows my salary. Yes, like we'll split a dinner 50-50, but I always order the cheapest thing on the menu and then I end up covering some of his expensive drink or steak, whatever it be. Oh my god. So yes. So that's going to be a problem. But anyway, so I hope that you will be able to, do something about this, because this is very, very, very hard, okay, to have a relationship with someone who is not really concerned about you. Okay, but anyway, yeah, good luck to you, OP. Okay. Let's read the next one. Still from relationship advice. So this one is titled, My partner's little brother, 15 male, gave me a love letter and ring and asked me to be with him. When I, 21 female, obviously rejected him, he has completely stopped talking to everyone in his family. This is so messed up. But anyway, me and my partner, 21 female, 21 male, have been together for a few years and he gave me an engagement ring for my birthday party. It was a happy occasion with his family, mine and my friends, including his little brother. I'll refer to him as Dad. These past few years, I tried to make efforts to bond with his little brother with my partner. They had a rocky relationship when they were children. At first, he rarely spoke, which is understandable, but since I stuck around and went on family holidays with them, watched films, and started debating rating them with my partner and little brother, it really made him come out of his shell, and I really enjoyed the times we would visit and do activities together. He has a complex relationship with his mother. I've been told on more than one occasion to follow and check up on little brother by my partner as he tries to deal with his mother and get her to cut him some slack. Okay, excuse me. Both parents aren't perfect and seem to have designated favorites, like little brother will get 2 birthday cakes from his mother while my partner got a cupcake from Costco, and the dad is the reverse, with my partner getting most of the attention from him growing up. As the dad divorced my partner's mother, that neglect seems to have gotten worse for his little brother. This entire situation took me by surprise and I'm still in shock. Little brother asked to talk to me alone, and that was when he gave me the love note and small ring. My stomach turned and it felt vile. He could see my reaction and he started shutting down. I returned the ring and said that I love him like my own little brother and that I knew what a hard time he had with girls and e-dating, but to wait for his person. I explained that I would always be there for him as a friend, but that won't change the fact that I love my partner, his brother, and I'm sticking with him for eternity. I showed him my engagement ring and said that I had just made an important promise to his brother, and that I can understand why he felt upset when he didn't have this person yet. He wouldn't stop crying and wouldn't look at me, and I decided that now was the time to get his parents involved so that they can understand his situation. Okay, I gave the lab note that I read the first line and nothing else because it felt wrong to me. I didn't want to read it to his mother and told her the situation and she went to go deal with him. Okay, the drive back was awkward. I felt guilty and wondered if I had done anything that made this situation happen. My partner was furious and I tried calming him down and speculating that he has probably done this out of desperation. He has a harem. Oh, okay, Harry. Joking name that we call it, of online situationships with girls from everywhere. That seems to go nowhere. Okay, he's a player, but online. Since then, it has definitely been harder. It's been a few weeks and I miss the bond my partner had with his little brother when playing games together. I'd even join him sometimes. But since the situation a few weeks ago, things have gotten slightly worse. Little brother has moved out of his mother's and in with his dad. Things had worsened and I think the love letter was the tip of the iceberg. It also turns out that the gold ring he offered me was actually bought with his mother's credit card online. Okay, and it was actual gold which made his mother go bananas. My partner has made attempts to talk to his little brother, but I advise him to give it time and that when he does decide to talk to him again, that I will not hold the situation over his head and just wants things to be enjoyable for all of us. Partner's dad says little brother hasn't been eating and speaking to anyone and he just sits in his room. Last night, partner's dad found a notebook under his pillow filled with a lot of hateful things about my partner and his family, and while I've asked my partner not to tell me the details, it's bad enough that his mother and father are taking him to see a therapist that deals with troubled teens. These developments have soured my partner and is definitely affected us as a unit. This is a no-win for anyone in this situation. He swings back from being defensive to my advice to then wanting to be proactive with little brother. Since it's happened, I overthink and feel somewhat guilty. You shouldn't feel guilty, OP, because you did nothing. I think, at least based on what you said here, you really did nothing to flirt with the little brother. You just, you were acting like an older sister, a partner to his brother, and it's not your fault that this teenager, this little brother, took it the wrong way and thought that you were interested in him. It seems a little nuts, in my opinion. I mean, maybe, it sounds like you're a very nice, you're probably really pretty. So probably he felt a little jealous of his brother that he was able to find someone that he really connected with. And so probably there's like competition between the two brothers, and unfortunately you were caught in the crossfire. So you were the unlucky victim of this. But yeah, I think you should just leave it alone. I mean, what's done is done. It's not like you did, as I said, it's not like you flirted or you tried to seduce the brother. Okay, that's disgusting. But yeah, I mean, just give it time. Maybe just leave the little guy alone. If his parents are bringing him to a therapist, then that's good. Okay, that's the right thing to do, because it sounds like he has a really lot of baggage. So maybe it's going to be better if he is going to, talk to someone who may be able to diagnose if he has some mental issues, or at least give him therapy on how to deal with what he's feeling right now. I really don't think that he really loves you. I think this is just a case of being jealous of his older brother. I think there's, as I said earlier, there's a competition. Okay, and this is going to blow over, and maybe, hopefully someday you're all going to be laughing about this. Okay, I actually had to pause for a bit because my throat was getting dry and I had to drink my tea. But anyway, I'm okay now, and I turned on the fan for a few minutes because it's getting really hot. Probably that's the reason why I was dry. My throat was getting dry. But anyway, okay, so for the last part of this video, we're going to be reading from Am I the Buttface? So this is similar to Am I the Asshole, but it's going to be less restricted. because in Am I the Asshole, they're very very restrictive and they like to delete stuff. But anyway, so let's go ahead and read this one. This is titled, this is actually going to be very long because there's like two parts. Okay, am I the butt face for asking my girlfriend to hide her package? Okay, throw away for obvious reasons, names and ages have been altered slightly, warning slightly explicit. Juicy, let's see. I, 26 male, have been dating my girlfriend Kayla, 23. I'm sorry, what's this? M2F? Oh! Trans. So, his girlfriend is trans, male to female. Okay. For a bit over 6 months. She moved in with me recently because her rent has increased and she was no longer able to afford the place she was living in. She's awesome and easy to live with, and we have a great and healthy relationship. So Kayla is trans and has been on HRT for about 5 years and has just about met all her transition goals. However, she has not had bottom surgery and has no desire to in the future. Most people consider her to be quite attractive, and you wouldn't know she was trans just by looking at her. She has a lot of confidence and she's very comfortable with who she is and how she looks. She doesn't tell people that she's trans, apart from doctors and the like, because she doesn't feel the need to, and she says it's no one's business. Most people just assume that she's cis female anyway. It's never been much of an issue for us until now. So here's the issue. Kayla doesn't hide her package. And here I thought that we were talking about package from Amazon or something like that. But we're talking about, a package, or let's just be straightforward, the bulge, okay, of their private part, because as mentioned earlier, she has not had her bottom surgery yet to remove that male appendage and replace it with a female one. But anyway, okay, she says talking is uncomfortable for her and she doesn't feel the need to make adjustments to herself for other people. She also isn't small. She would be slightly above average for a guy. She often likes to wear jeans and denim shorts in public. Someday she will have a bulge in her clothes. I pointed it out to her multiple times, but she usually says that no one will notice and that she doesn't really care about it. At home, she likes to be comfortable. Long baggy shirt and optional pants, kinda comfortable. She may not notice or care, but I've seen some of the looks that strangers give us out in public, and they aren't nice. Looks of disapproval, disgust, and I've even seen one woman cover her child's eyes. I brought it up to her, but she says she doesn't take notice of those people, and she just ignores them and it doesn't bother her. I have no shame in being with my girlfriend, but having strangers give but these looks does bother me a bit. My cousin is getting married soon and my mom is coming to stay with us to attend the wedding. I asked Kayla if she would be telling my mom that she's trans and she said no. I then asked her if she will be dressing more appropriately and she said of course she would be putting on more clothes. I said thank you, but could you at least hide your dick? Okay, so yes. So this devolved into an argument about what was appropriate and what was fair, and she was adamant that she shouldn't have to hide who she is and make adjustments for other people. I told Kayla my mom would react negatively in some way if she didn't talk. Kayla then got angry and said my mother would be a bigot if that were the case, and she called me an asshole for trying to police her body, and then she stormed off. Obviously, I don't want to police her body, but I also don't want people, including my mom, to give us dirty looks. Okay, actually, I really think I know where you're coming from with this, because okay, as much as we want to say that we should be comfortable in our body, we should be happy with who we are, okay, well and good, but then there are things that you need to do in order for you not to, really embarrass yourself, or at least you're trying to, you know, assimilate well with the society. Um, yeah, like the OP already said that she is passing this. She doesn't look like she's trans. She looks like an actual natural woman, someone who looks like she was never a man in the first place. She was a girl, or like she looks like a girl. She appears like a girl. She talks like a girl. Like you couldn't really tell except for that particular part of the body. Now, it's up to her if she wants to get an operation or not. It's not for us to dictate what she should do with her body. Well, but then, wouldn't she just want, like, if she is already passing, then wouldn't she want to, like, pass all the way? Like, the boyfriend is not really forcing her to, like, get an operation because it looks like he accepts her for who she is. Well, yeah, like they're living together, so he knows that she's not a natural born woman, that she's trans. Okay, so and he is in a committed relationship with her, and that's good. But the thing here is, like, they're getting embarrassed. Like, if you did so much to change your appearance to appear like a girl, how come you're not really like doing some like getting putting in more effort? That's what I'm trying to grasp. Okay, putting in more effort in appearing like a really really natural woman. Like, I know it's well, I don't have this experience, I've never done this, but talking, okay, I've watched RuPaul's Drag Race, but you do what you have to do to appear like a really natural woman. If you don't want to have the surgery to remove that part and make yourself at least have a vagina. So I guess what I understand here is because the boyfriend is getting embarrassed about this, and maybe she doesn't feel embarrassed, but if you're with someone and you care about them, so even if he denies it, I know that he's being embarrassed about it. So if you really love your partner, okay, well, something's got to give. Either the boyfriend starts getting used to it, he wouldn't really mind if his partner, his female looking partner, has this bulge in front of his pants. Okay, so this wouldn't be a problem if he would just wear dresses, loose flowy dresses, with a flowy skirt. Okay, but anyway. Okay, well, anyway, let's read this. There's another part, but let's read first the top comment. So, you're the butt face. I adore your girlfriend's sense of self and her confidence. What are all these people doing looking at her crotch anyway? She's unapologetically herself, and ironically, you have to like it or lump it. Okay, you say you aren't judging her, but you are constantly asking her to change herself and live in discomfort. Why don't you try tucking and wearing shorts? If it bothers you that much, leave her. Don't ask her to change to just appease small-minded folk, and so you don't have to deal with your own feelings of shame. Well, I don't agree with that. Okay, well, partly I agree that it's nice that she is confident about herself, but, well, I guess this also makes sense. If you're not happy with your girlfriend the way she is, because it sounds like she's really stubborn, she just wants to, she doesn't want to deal with these people. She just wants to continue looking like a female, but have a bulge. But anyway, to clarify, it doesn't bother me that she doesn't hide it. I love her confidence and self-security. So this is from the OP. I get bothered by other people giving us dirty looks, and this is the only time I ever ask her to talk because my mother will be around. Edit. Hijacking this to say I'll be making an update on this later to clarify some things I had to cut out due to the 3,000 character limit, and we're going there. Okay, so here's the update. Firstly, thank you for everyone on the original post for your input and advice. Some of you were on the money, some not so much, and that's my fault. I should have written the entire post instead of just deleting sections of it to fit the 3,000 character limit. That being said, a lot of the replies were eye-opening. After some serious thinking, Kayla and I sat down and discussed everything mentioned in the original post. I apologized for asking her to hide a part of herself, and thankfully she forgave me. Kayla told me she understands that I love and accept her for who she is, but that I need to just let go of some insecurities I have around our relationship. Turns out I was the one that needed reassurance. I was caring too much about what random people who don't understand her or our relationship think. Kayla will not be changing how she dresses, and I will try not to be bothered by things that ultimately don't matter to us. As for my mom, I explained to Kayla what kind of person my mom is, and we both agreed that it will be it will be best to be a little bit more conservative but she is with us just to avoid unwanted situations. Kayla is still on the fence about telling my mom that, but she agreed that have the truth out on display probably wouldn't be the best way to tell her. Kayla won't be doing anything that makes her uncomfortable, but we decided to take the opportunity to turn lemons into lemonade. We went shopping and Kayla picked out a few skirts and dresses she really likes, and we figured that would be enough to avoid any headaches with my mom. Once the wedding is over, everything will go back to normal. Thank you for everyone for your input and advice. You'll make our relationship just a little better. Okay, also, I just want to add here that, you know, if you're really serious about this relationship and you're in it for the long run, maybe not during the wedding, okay, because it might steal some thunder from the bride and the groom, or maybe it's going to cause tension that you don't want to have, okay, since you have to, like, I would imagine that you just want to enjoy the wedding and show your love and support for the wedded couple. But definitely after the wedding, you should think about raising this with your, at least your immediate relatives, with your parents, your siblings maybe. Just let them know so that they'll have, they'll know firsthand, because the thing here is this is very sensitive. Um, I'm not sure what your gender is exactly. I mean, your sexual preference. If you're gay or you're straight, but you just happen to fall in love with a trans woman. Yeah, but does your do they have any inkling at all that you're attracted to someone who's not biologically female? So yeah, I think it's going to be best if you tell them, okay, at some point. I know that your girlfriend, Kayla, doesn't think that she has to, and I agree with her to a certain point. Like, you're not going to tell everyone that you meet on the street that, okay, by the way, I'm trans. Like, what business of it is theirs? So it's not none of the business, like as she said. But when you're already dealing with a partner, a romantic partner, you should tell at least your family, the family of your partner, that okay, I'm trans, so if we do get married, probably you should, set your expectations that I'm not going to get pregnant, because that's the thing. When you get married, the expectation is that you're going to start a family. So they're not like, oh, when are you going to get pregnant? So to avoid that kind of awkward situation, maybe it's best to just tell them, not during the wedding again, but after the wedding. Just find something. Maybe it's going to be better if you just tell your brother or your parents, sit down with them, maybe not with Sarah, Kayla included, but just tell them that you fell in love with someone who's not biologically female, a trans woman. And if they are supportive, if they accept it, then well and good. But if they don't, then that's also fine, because they're not the ones who's going to be spending time with Kayla. It's going to be you, and it's not like you live and they're still supporting you, because if they are, then it's going to be difficult, because of course they might hold it against you. But if you're already on your own, then that's fine. But okay, at least the thing here is, I don't really understand why people are trying to make their situations harder than it has to be. Like, it's going to be like so much easier for everyone. And at least in my opinion, if you're just going to make concessions like what they did. So okay, so just for the wedding, when they're meeting the parents, so she's going to be wearing skirts and loose dresses so that the bulge will not show. If she's really that uncomfortable getting it a tuck. But if I were in her position, okay, if I was Kayla, snip snip, I'm going to like remove it, because nothing's going to be stopping me to really being a woman. I'm going to remove that part of me, and I'm not going to look back. I'm going to be a woman, whatever. Nobody's going to clock me on anything. Okay, anyway, that's it. So I'm going to be showing you the finished product, or at least what my number 35 eventually looks after I dressed her up and cleaned her up. As you probably saw in the video, I straightened her hair using a hair straightener. And yeah, I cleaned her body, I tightened her limbs, and she's now good. So she looks really pretty. And I actually named this doll Damsel because while I was fixing her up, I was watching Damsel on Netflix, which is now one of my favorite movies. I really love the way it was handled, and I'm currently reading the novel version because this is actually based on a book. Okay, I'm just a few pages in, and I already noticed the differences between the book and the movie, because they were not that religious to the actual story. Okay, if you know, you know. Okay, but anyway, but still a very good movie, and I think the book is very also promising. So I'm going to be making a review on it on Goodreads once I'm finished. But anyway, so I'm expecting more dolls to arrive in a few days. So I'll be doing an unboxing, and then of course I'll be fixing up those dolls, because those dolls are TLC. So keep an eye out for those. And if you're waiting for American Girl Doll Horror Stories, so don't worry, I still intend to finish that. I'm just giving myself some time to relax, because when I do the American Girl Doll Horror Stories, there's so much work involved in it. So I just want to, like spend my time right now relaxing by just reading the Reddit stories that I love, and then, while I'm showing you how I fix up some of my dolls. Okay, anyway, that's it. So stay tuned for more videos to come. Thank you so much for watching this far, and God bless. Okay, happy Easter and happy April Fools. Bye-bye.